I'm OSHA. Thanks for asking. On OSHA's website, they keep track of all the penalties that were $40,000 and above. But for simplicity, let's just look at the top penalties that they have imposed so far. And of course, the first two are BP. Of course, it would be BP. In 2005, there was an explosion at one of the refineries, which resulted in an $87.4 million fine from OSHA. BP responded, quote, "We are disappointed that OSHA took this action in advance of the full consideration of the review commission," said Keith Casey, manager of the Texas City refinery. "We continue to believe that we are in full compliance with the settlement agreement, and we look forward to demonstrating this before the review commission." And then in September of 2022, there was yet another explosion that had more violations and more fines. Next up is the fine that went to IMC Fertilizer / Angus Chemical Company in Louisiana. This time in 1991, there was another explosion, and you can read the investigation summary above to see what the aftermath of that was when OSHA went in to investigate. Their fine was about $10 million. In 2008, there was another explosion, this time with the Imperial Sugar Company. Again, you can read the investigation summary above to see just how bad this one was as well. The next company with large fines from OSHA is O&G Industries. This one was a little different because there was more than one company involved and they brought in the contractors as well. Quote, "All three companies were cited for performing the gas flow procedure in a way that exposed workers to fire and explosion hazards, including the configuration of the vent pipes in close proximity to scaffolding and other structures, and the failure to remove non-essential personnel from the area. Citations were also issued for failing to install and use electrical equipment in accordance with its listing and labeling, allowing welding work during the gas blows, and failing to train employees to recognize hazards associated with glass blows." And as you can see from above, there were other companies that were included as part of this fine because there was a lot of contractors and subcontractors involved in this project. I don't know how often OSHA updates their website, but let's throw in a more recent example, in this case, Dollar General. Fined more than $15 million since 2017, familiar Dollar General safety failures and 3 inspections in Florida, Alabama add $387,000 more. Some of these safety violations include, quote, "Merchandise blocking exit routes, exposing workers to fire and entrapment hazards." OSHA issued citations for 2 repeat violations with $196,438 in proposed penalties, end quote. The quote from OSHA included in the article is, "Dollar General's growing record of disregard for safety measures makes it abundantly clear that the company puts profit before people," said OSHA Regional Administrator Kurt Petermeyer in Atlanta. "These violations are preventable, and failing to prevent them shows a blatant disregard for the workers on whom they depend to keep their stores operating. OSHA continues to make every effort to hold Dollar General accountable for its failures." Considering Dollar General doesn't exactly have a good history of treating its workers well, it's not really a surprise that they would have had things like merchandise built up to where it's blocking exits. If you don't have enough workers to put stuff away or any place to store it, it's probably going to build up and cause issues. I'll end with this. The highest number of violations that OSHA does is fall protection. Quote, "Employers often fail to provide proper fall equipment like safety harnesses and nets or adequate training to workers, especially in the construction industry. The lack of fall protection can lead to severe accidents, sometimes even fatal ones. Like everything else, OSHA isn't perfect. Since companies often care about profits over people, we need entities like OSHA to make sure that they are at least doing the bare minimum. Not everything can or should be AI and robots.